Alright, we are on day 5 of this nonsense. I mean, it says day 17 there, but day 5 for me. How are we all doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Just trying to fill while I quickly get this in the playlist. Come on. Are we live on YouTube? Or we are. That goes in there, that goes there. We open this up just to make sure everything is good. And that goes, yep, all good there. And I think we are good to start. Just rearranging my windows a little bit. That will do. Alright, no screwing around here, let's just get straight into this. And by that I mean I'll be screwing around for the next 10 minutes. Long load time today. The power of the PS5. That's another thing I need to write down, the pump room. I want to manipulate the pump room and see what I can do in there. Alright. So, yesterday, prior to recording RE9 offline, I tidied up my notes a bit, and I have lost a couple of things in translation, unfortunately. Basically, I've got a whole bunch of screenshots here, and I've deleted the majority of them by now. Like this one, for example, I think I copied and pasted this, except I did not. Like, I set this up, put it down there, I put another copy to screenshot there, and then I accidentally forgot to save this file. I don't know how much I've lost in losing this file, but I don't think I've lost terribly much. And if I have, then it was not important. I can say that I've definitely lost the first day. Let me just fix that up right now. So first day was November 7, 1993. So I think that'll be important. Well, we've seen it's important for the red letter in the shelter. Anyway, to let you know of something that I've seen off stream. You did not see this on stream, unfortunately. It's still on Twitch, it's still on YouTube. It's something that I saw entirely off stream. I was going through these screenshots that I took, mostly of the darkroom, translating them and then deleting them. And these ones I've not deleted yet because I'm lazy. But I got to the screenshots that I took in the study. This one, and most importantly, that one there. That's actually the really important one, but I looked at all three of them. I definitely saw in the playthrough on part 3, day 3, whatever it was, how this was working, but I didn't understand how it worked, and having done a bit of review on my footage, I think I get it now. So, voice is going, I haven't even started. This screenshot here basically is something that we saw in the study. It says 44 letters in the message. There are 45 rooms here, 44 if you don't count the antechamber, and I definitely saw face and ace there. And reviewing my footage, or just, you know, having it running, and then we walk through the main hall here, looking on my TV downstairs. If I go over here and just look at this, I said ace of spades and queen of diamonds. That's what I said on the very first day, the first time I entered this house from the outside. I'm like, that's an ace of spades. And that is a queen of diamonds. Basically, I've realized that this is corresponding to the ace and face that we see here. These have always been in this room. Always. So on the right, we have the ace. And on the left, I would not look at that and say that's face. I would say that's a queen of diamonds or a card or something. I would not say face card. But that's what that particular diagram is saying. And it's saying that this room that I'm currently spinning around in right now is the letter F. Now, reviewing my footage further, because I looked at this, I'm like, hang on, is this something? I have realized that this absolutely is something. On day one of my very first playthrough, I went through here. I'm not going to do it now. I made a hallway. And on the left-hand wall, I noticed that on the left-hand wall, we had two photos, or two paintings, or two pieces of artwork, or whatever you want to call them. One of which was two hands sort of wrapped in a rosary that was sort of like praying upwards, like in a prayer motion. Like put your hands together and pray. That's sort of how it looked. And on the right-hand piece of art, there was a hand holding a crowbar. And I specifically made the comment, oh, we Half-Life 2 now. Or Half-Life. Doesn't matter which. Gordon Freeman has a crowbar in both of those games. And also, I can probably bring it up in my notes here. I did notice that the first time we went to the commissary, or however you pronounce that fucking word, we had these two things on the wall. And yet, when I passed through the commissary later, those pictures had changed. And I definitely recognized that, or I remembered rather, that one of them had changed into the same crowbar and rosary image. The rosary on the left, and the crowbar on the right. And that got me really thinking, and what I've done is again, let me just bring up my other screen. Where's the entrance? So if I go through there, we see the first time I played, we saw the rosary and the crowbar. What I did is I went through the rest of my footage, I found that location where I made the commissary, or however you pronounce that word, with the crowbar and the rosary in there, and lo and behold, it was in exactly the same place. It was like on my second run through the house. And so what I did is I checked out this room, and I've clearly seen that the same thing is happening. It doesn't matter if I craft a corridor here, or a storeroom here, the pictures in the room are exactly the same. It's sort of like a lady wearing a wedding gown or something, and a bridge over a river. And with that information, with that knowledge, what I've done is I've drawn a grid, and I spoiled it for you already there, but whatever. I drew a grid of the house, and I've made some notes based on what I've seen, but not terribly many. Like this is the entrance hall. The words are face and ace according to the artwork, and that's marked as F according to what we saw in the study. In the room when I left, which I was just talking about, the corridor and the commissary, I'm like, what are these words? Prayer, rosary, hands, crowbar. I came up with pry bar pretty quickly, but it took me about another 10 minutes or so before I realized, hang on a second. If on the right-hand side we have pry, on the left-hand side we have pray, and therefore this space is the letter A. 44 letters in the message. It's possible that what I need to do for each room is look at the artwork and figure out the letter for each room, which is going to be really tough given that one of these rooms, let me just bring up the other screen for a moment, one of these rooms is now covered by a foundation, so I don't know how we're going to do this one. Let me just type that in real quick. Again, looking at my footage, I looked at the next room and I saw a fishing rod and a road. And it's like, oh, okay, it's that and that. There have been many other rooms that I've been in, and I've not watched my footage and taken notes because I figure you'll want to see this. But this is something that I need to look into. I'm going to need to try and solve this puzzle as a long-term project, trying to figure out just what the hell I'm doing here and why. But yeah, goals for today. Going through my notes, thinking about things. I want to get to the foundation elevator. If I can get into the mail room, I want a magnifying glass so I can check out the stamp, which I don't think is important, but I think the notice of dismissal is important. This thing here. Please return all correspondence and packages addressed blah 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 because he's no longer here. There is a message here, I need to read that. I need to know what that says. All the rooms are paintings, I was just talking about that. And we unlocked the new area outside, and that's where I want to go first, because that's literally where I left off. So that is basically the plan for today. Anything else is, well, extra. Let's grab our allowance and promptly leave, and I'll say hello to Polite Ship, who said hello in OBS a while ago. How are you doing, dude? Thank you for dropping in. I say OBS, but I mean Twitch chat. You know what I mean, I'm looking at Twitch chat through OBS. What have we down here? I needs to know. How far down are we going? Just having a drink. We're definitely not down to those levels down there. The precipice underground. Hello? Miners helmets, I need to cough. Scripps and Radford Mining Company Excavation Departments, Foreman's Log 3, dates 7th of February or, what is that? The 2nd of July 1915. It's probably the latter, given that this is an American game. Excuse me. As our client Thomas Sinclair suspected, the arches that were visible from the South Cliff, yep, okay, we've seen those, were parts of a much longer arcade carved into the rock face. Last week, when our crew first arrived, only 2 supporting pillars were visible, but after only a few days of clearing vines, moss and dirt, we have uncovered a dozen more. Our exploration so far has been limited and entirely superficial, as every shaft we have surveyed has ended abruptly, and every promising path leading deeper into the mountain has been blocked by tunnels packed tight with soil, rock and debris. This site is either much older than we had first assumed, or someone deliberately had these chambers buried. I might take a screenshot of that because that's Foreman's Log 3. Maybe we'll find 2 and 1, or maybe this will change later. Man, look at this place. I'm burning a step, but it's fine. No? Okay. Right, I've seen many of these pieces in various rooms. Do I need to start taking notes of the exact locations, or do they spawn in various rooms? That is something I can check tonight for sure. There. Lightship is chilling and doing some houseworks. I need to do more of that. Houseworking, not chilling. We have a door here which we can't open. And we're at a dead end here. Formats copy do not remove from site. Realm and something sigils of the past and may be present by Professor R. Willard. Veneris, Robin Bird Sons, 1905. We can't read the first paragraph. Something of the first era, either of a natural something from the creations of accustomed to record something various signs with the aid of something. They did this in order that the something of their realm might not be understood by strangers. The lightship is going to clean the floor. I'll be around, dude. Have fun. Historically speaking, sigils are not a new tradition. They have been found in every era, in every culture, and predates both written text and heraldic arts. However, today when we use the term sigil, we are referring specifically to realm sigils, those crude circular marks of designation found on royal artifacts, buildings, and older documents. This book was written to make simple the understanding of these fascinating glyphs and to clearly display the correlation between each symbol and the iconography, I'll get that right eventually, of that realm's royal art. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines, and what does that tell us of a kingdom's history? Each line, each circle, and each variation tells a story of the land. Even the adorned borders around the sigils have special meaning. You're getting screenshotted? Oh, there's so much. Holy shit. And there's a lot of missing pages. But this sigil. To understand realm sigil, we must first dismantle the symbol and identify the individual elements, that make up the whole. Each sigil is composed of four things: the core, the dividing lines, rays, the moats, and the border. The core. At the center of each sigil is a unique shape, different for each realm. If the core gives us a name, then the rest of the sigil tells us the history behind that name. Still, it is important to be able to identify and distinguish the core as a first step in deciphering any sigil, as all the other parts are meaningless if we don't first know the place we are describing. Several examples from Wells something. I want to say that maybe the first one is Oriana or something. There's my notes. It could be Orinda. I don't have a high-res screenshot of this. This was also the Angel in the Cloister. This was out of the Gardener's Journal at the Apple Orchard. The first one there could be Orinda. The symbol up on the top right there. That's my guess, anyway. I don't know about the rest. The rays. Something from the core will come, something splitting the sigil from one sigil to another. Different number style differences in these immediately reveal several things. Counting, transport, ships employed. It kind of looks like a star. Ship routes, 8 rays, carriages, trails, 4 rays, galloping, locomotion. For realms that rely track-based travel. And that next page is just straight up missing. So these are also related to waves, although hang on. We've got the core, and then the rays. So what we're seeing on the right there is also the rays. Wavy lines are used to indicate extreme heat. The scorched air and blazing sun cause the otherwise straight rays to appear shimmering. A rainy realm is indicated with rays of 3 vertical lines pouring down. Japanese would be proud. For more extreme stormy weather, a jagged lightning-shaped ray is used. A ray dotted with falling circles is used for colder realms in which snow is a common occurrence, and windy weather is displayed on sigils by the use of bent curved lines, rays buckling under the high winds. That's all fairly logical. Moats. On each sigil, floating between the rays are small figures called moats. From the shape and style of moats used on a sigil, we can tell the type of society a given realm proclaimed, if they consider themselves mighty in arms or blessed by artistic and economic fortune. Definitely gonna screenshot this one. Tribal, a primitive realm, hunter and gatherers. Agricultural, harvest and farming based society and culture. Martial, military, something in generations spanning something arguments. Metropolitan, large city-state with a dense urban and populous centre. Academic, a centre for knowledge advanced in various scholarly pursuits. These realms are home to many schools, universities and libraries. Industrial, engineering-driven culture with a focus on manufacturing, invention and production. Spiritual, an elevated reverence for nature, animals and the forces that guide us. And poetic, a strong focus on the advancement of the arts, writing, music and language. And the border. Around each sigil, Around each sigil is an adorned edge serving as a container for the information within. There are 8 different borders, each one corresponding to a different colour. These borders always correspond to the banner and national colours of that specific realm. I'm very interested in red and blue. I'm not going to describe those other than white, black, red, violet, pink, green, yellow, orange, white. White's on the left there, white's on the right. Okay, fine, whatever. Forcing it all together, by studying the core, rays, motes, and border of a sigil, you should now be able to unlock the meaning behind what had previously been an undecipherable enigma. Alright, so we have red. Red banner. What do I make of those rays? So what is that core? The core is, it starts with F. Don't know what that could be. We've got straight rays there, but they're intersecting with something there. So maybe there's something missing. And they were very militaristic. Banners, martial, fog. Those rays must be in fog. Is that important to know that it's fog? Because it's making screenshots. Fog is not described on this particular page. Alright, so well, that has all been screenshotted. Does that tie back into the Red Prince book at all? I'm thinking it does, but I'm not smart enough to figure it out yet. So we have a chessboard down here. We've seen chess pieces, which means I need to start making notes, don't I? If I'm going to make notes on... going up. I'm going to make notes on this stuff. I can probably just as easily make notes on the other stuff. How do I do this? Give me a moment, chat. Right, if I see any chess pieces or any information here, I'll start writing it down. So I don't know if the chess pieces are related to the rooms, or if they are related, maybe, to the locations. Certainly from what I've seen of the paintings, they are related to the locations. Got no idea about the chess pieces though. So we'll find out, I guess. Alright, let's get this rolling. Excuse me. So the parlor does not have any paintings, I know that for a fact. Apart from, you know, that. No, never mind. They're here. I'm just blind. So yeah, it took me a while. I thought rosary, praying, prayer. The only words I got out of that were crowbar and prybar, but I figured it out eventually. Pray, pry, the missing letter is A, therefore this room is A. Do I see any chess pieces in here? I see a pawn in here. So we're also in a parlor, so just writing this down. Alright, so what have we got? Only one box is true. That could be false. There could be 2 true boxes. Only one box contains gems. Okay, that's true. The gems are in the white box. true, true, false. True, false. That can't be true, that has to be false, correct? Yeah, if that's true, then we've got a serious problem. So, false, true. That has to be false. No, hang on. That has to be true. If that were false, that would be true, and then we'd have a paradox. They've got to be in here. Something on that cushion. I'm starting to look at everything now. Let's go into the pantry. Do we have pictures here? We do. Stare and star, that's very easy. That's incredibly easy. That's what I get out of that. And I don't see staircase or anything like that being an option, Ross. No. Stare and star, that's super easy. The light ship has returned. I don't see chess pieces in here. What else have I missed, damn it? I'll go for the not for the chapel, I'll go for the bedroom. You see a pawn in the bedroom there. So we can definitely get multiple pieces appearing on the same run, which is not great. We saw a pawn in the parlor earlier. And we saw a pawn just now. Okay, well, what do we suppose we're looking at here? Let me just quickly update this. What would we call that? A map? A print? Blueprints? Grid? And I think the other one we've got in this room, I'm not certain, but that looks like it there. That looks like a biplane, sky, plane, aircraft. A plan and a plane, maybe. That would make the most sense, I think. So that one would be an E. I think that makes sense. There's definitely one that I can't crack, and it was this one in my notes. That thing there. I've got no idea what the hell that even is. I'm like, okay, that's a necktie or a tie. What is that? No fucking idea. I can probably figure it out, or I can probably brute force it, but let's take a look in here. This is going to be a dead end. Hmm. I think the sledgehammer is a good idea. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Don't know what that is, like a dessert or sweets? Plates? Sweets? Do we have a chess piece in here? If we do, I can't see it. And on the right hand side, I see those as sand dunes. Right. I'll just leave that side blank because I don't know what I'm looking for. Sand dunes. On the left hand side, it kind of reminded me of pudding or something, but sweets? Eats? I'm trying to think of something that I can add or take away from sand or dunes. Desert? Desert and dessert, there we go. On the left hand side we have desserts, and on the right hand side we have a desert. Got us. So what am I typing out here? This is going to read something, but I don't know what. Like EI, don't know whether we go across like that or maybe up and down, I don't know. But that's going to be something. I don't know what. Alright, well, having done that, I need to go all the way back to the start now. I do have a sledgehammer. Now I've just got to hope that we run into some chests. Okay, this could be a very short run. Yeah, if I make a hallway here, on the right hand side we see these two pieces of artwork. In the storeroom we see them here, and that is definitely something that I saw in my footage. We have a pawn in the storeroom. And not much else. So I definitely made notes here, but now that I'm online, maybe I'll get some inspiration. I'm not asking for help there. We're in this room here. Bridge, river, crossing, wedding dress, woman, gown, pawn, storeroom there. What is this? To me, that is clearly a bridge. Right. I looked at this for God knows how long, but now that I'm here, I'm getting it. That's Bride. Let's move that up a bit. I don't really care that it's overlapping. So the missing letter there is G. EIG. This will spell something, but I don't know what. Making progress. Speaking of making progress, can I go anywhere here or am I hosed? Let's go for the observatory. I've got plenty of gems. Actually, no, let's go for the hallway. The hallway is the better play. I know that. Okay, I don't need to look at that again to know what that is. That spells safe down the bottom. I'm going to get like a safe combination out of this or something. I do not see any chess pieces in here. Go for the library. Let's do some reading. Yeah, I've seen this 10 tag a lot. That's a deer. Right, or a moose maybe? That's a stag. If we're reading left to right, that says safes, but we don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. Do we have a chess piece in here? Not that I can see. Alright, so what have we here? The Fixed Stars, The Stargazer's Companion, Constellations by Richard Witt. This looks very similar to what we've got in the observatory. That's identical to what we've got in the observatory, damn it. Ben Aries, maybe that's the, I'll take a screenshot of that. Maybe that is one of the cores that we saw earlier. One of the symbols. One of them started with F. There's my voice. Alright, what's next? I've never created the ASIC, and I believe there's going to be a lot of stuff in there. Based on what was written in the book behind me for drafting rooms and stuff. Let's make that. New room. The ASIC. High above the mansion in its lofty perch, Mouse Holly's ASIC provides curious explorers with a cache of dusty keepsakes, trinkets, and clues from a long-forgotten past. 8 items. Excuse me. A shovel. A gem. Oh, look at that laser. Okay, we have pictures here. Locker key. No, safe deposit key. I thought I saw 304 earlier, but that's 149. So if I get the vault, maybe. Broken lever. A purse. What the hell is this music? Not so I'm fond of this one. Metal detector, we have a bishop here. Coupon book and a key. So as far as contraptions are concerned, we really only got, well, we've got a lot of stuff actually. We got the coin purse, metal detector, coupon book, shovel, vault key, and broken lever. We got a lot more than I thought we did. That looks like a train track, coal pick, car and cart. It's gotta be right. I wish I'd started drawing my family tree. I assume we're one of those two kids. I thought Herbert might have been one of them. So at this point I've got no idea. That's a car and that's a cart. That's what I get out of that. E-I-G. I mean, that's got to be H, surely. Okay. What's on this note? Dear Miss Marigold, thank you for giving our editors the opportunity to consider your illustrated children's book, The Red Prince. Unfortunately, I regret that we have come to the conclusion that although the illustrations are wonderful, we do not think the material is a good fit with Ruffington's current catalogue and therefore will not be pursuing a partnership at this time. If you provide us with a return envelope, your manuscript will be returned to you. Otherwise, it has been recycled. Thank you for thinking of us here at Ruffington, and do not be discouraged to submit any work you complete in the future. We wish you every success in finding a home for your book. Thomas Yanders, Editor, Ruffington Red Publishing Children's Book Department, 205 Conchetta Court, 02117-2765. Change the ending to political. I really wish I had my magnifying glass. Give me a moment. I don't think it's anything. Yeah, that's just a daze. I thought that might have been something in reverse, but the more I was looking at it, I was thinking, yeah, okay, that's just a daze. Change the ending to political. I need to read that book again. Alright, well, we've been in the attic, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. I could potentially drop some of it off at the coat check. What I need to know is, am I hosed already? Given that I've only got one room available. Fuck, almost. Gotta go into the chapel. There is a bishop in the chapel, which makes sense, I guess. Oh, hang on, I just... Gotta get back there. Firstly, that was a bad mistake going through there, and secondly, this is even worse because it looks like the spare room doesn't have the photographs unpacked yet or the artwork unpacked yet, so I do not see the artwork in that room yet or here. I should probably make a note of that, shouldn't I? That's following do not have artwork in them. Chapel, spare room. That won't be on the same line once I'm done anyway, so it's fine. There's also a bishop in here. Let's see how this helps me though. It's got to mean something, but I'm not sure what. Let's go right first. I want the courtyard. We have a shovel. The coins. Get some interest for that. Nice. Another coin. Another coin. We are rich. And we get some steps back too. So, I do not see artwork here. Which means I should probably add courtyard to the list. I'm not going to switch back. Just bear with me. Alright. What's next? Dead end? Let's make that. I've got the money, I may as well spend it. We have gems, we have magnifying glass, we have keys. Wow. My only thought there is and sand. I was going to go sandy and sand as in ampersand, but so I think that's sand and. Where am I exactly? We're over there. I need the magnifying glass. That is not optional. What does Coupon book do again? Save $1. Let's go for a set of gems. I could purchase more. I'll come back perhaps. I'm not seeing any chess pieces here. Oh, dead end. I'll go for the closet. Tree. Match, flame. Fire. Fir, fire. Fir is the top of a tree, correct? Pretty sure it is. I should know that. A fir tree is a thing, which would make that E. I'm not seeing anything else it can be. Let me just look that up very quickly. I'm pretty sure a fir tree is a thing. I mean, I got pine pin very quickly. Yeah, fir trees are absolutely a thing. I knew that. Probably not going to be back over this side, so let me burn my money. And I've got to hope that I can keep the run going now. Gotta go straight into the rice. And we get neither. God damn it. Alright, well, we are off to a fantastic start, clearly. I've got all this stuff in my inventory and I can't fucking use any of it. Not gonna lie, I was hoping for the mail room. Yeah, so this room is, we're in the, I'll call third rank middle, and I made notes that we have a rod and a road here. And we're looking directly at the rod. In whatever room that I was looking at on my footage, I think it was the hallway, they were right next to each other. It's like, okay, that's a rod, and that's a road. You don't get much more obvious than that. Ah, that's unfortunate. I don't get to keep any of this. We've run into a dead end just like that. So in the observatory, we see a knight. Fucking hell, game. This is what's ticking me off a bit about this game. It's good, but I hate the fact that progression is purely RNG based, or mostly RNG based, because yes, I can definitely make some better choices along the way. I acknowledge that, but there is so much about this which is just pure RNG. I don't care that I've got that wrong. That's the wrong way around. I'm probably screwed anyway. Let me go outside and see if I can do anything with the outer room. The spare room doesn't give us artwork. That's too interesting to ignore. Around the tomb. This Sinclair family crypt is as gloomy as it is immense. The true Sinclair legacy lies here, resting underneath the stones, a parade of distant relations and forgotten ancestors. So if we make dead ends, money is spread around here. This place is huge. Candles. Can I light the candles if I have the burning glass or whatever it is? Hello. Alright, so we have a puzzle here. This place is huge. Holy shit. Open only in the events of my death. Oh, come on. Definitely want to scan that. Orinda, Aries. Get out of here. Simon. So here's where it all ends. At least for me. And of all the picturesque places of this grand estate, I chose this dreary, dank dungeon to be laid to rest. And that same somber fate fell upon my father and his father before him, who loved the outdoors even more than myself. They say there is no stranger band of servitude than tradition. Stronger, sorry. And family tradition? Thrice as strong. These are chains that seldom bend and never break. And I do wonder what plans and prospects of yours will be sacrificed upon the family font of convention. What biography of your own will you forsake to add another page to your father's memories, or your mother's, or mine? In our youth, we are gifted with dreams and ambitions. At our death, we are left with realities and regrets. I think there is no greater sin than to perpetuate a tradition that stagnates growth, that strangles purpose, that suffocates dreams. What point is there to live another's life at the sake of our own? how I wish to have been buried underneath the great oak, overlooking the plains, the wondrous woods, and the worldly mountains, and the wild holly that surrounds that trunk, a perpetual token of sympathy laid across my grave. What dreadful tradition is it that dumped me in this sunless hollow? I'm taking a screenshot of that. A great oak overlooking the plains. Have we seen that? And if by morbid example, this dark crypt makes any impression whatsoever on you, if reading this letter within these damp halls plants in you a seed of hope, if these words might grant you strength to bend, if not break, these chains, then would I cherish this tomb more than oak and sycamore and spruce, more than the wondrous woods and worldly mountains. This cold stone room would become the most cherished place in all our domain. I would have you raise a shrine upon this spot to commemorate the moments of your liberty, to treat this sepulchre as hallowed ground, to realize that grand gestures can be as effective as they are theatre. And to, or lo, in turn, whatever, as recompense for the freedom thus granted you, commit yourself to be buried here, within this mausoleum of dreams, and when the day comes to write your own letter, to inspire the next generation that follows in our footsteps. As is tradition, Herbert S. Sinclair. No, I'd rather not be buried here. I mean, if you want to be buried under the oak, then we can do that, but there's no reason for us to go down here as well. Fuck your traditions, just quietly. What else do we have in here? I think I need to go back to the chapel. Well, that looks very sus. Is that something? 2 candles there. The tomb is very well lit, so I think there's something there. It's not going to help me. Each of our journeys comes to a conclusion here in the tomb. This floor plan is the definitive dead end. Or is it? I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. I wish I could light some candles here. Either those or these or something. How many statues do we have in here? Just trying to get a general feel for the layout of the place before I start counting. Okay. 3, 4, 6, 7. Do we have an 8th over here? We do not. So I've definitely seen 7 inside the chapel. And a couple of them, or one of them was holding a broom for sure. I don't know what the other ones were holding. But I think what I need to do is go back and look at the directions that they were pointing their items, whether it was up or down. And while I'm there, I'm going to go to the code check and decide what the hell I want to leave behind. I'm thinking magnifying glass. If only because if I can craft a Ma room, that will be immensely helpful. I mean, look how much stuff I can drop off for fuck's sake. This is depressing. That could also be incredible. Hell, all of this stuff is incredible except for the coupon book and the coin purse. I'll drop the glass because I know there's something I can do with that. Alright, so having picked up a whole bunch of gold in the tomb, let's go spend it now. Ow. So, what are we looking at exactly? No, they're all being held up, aren't they? They are. That doesn't help me. At least I don't think it helps me. I was going to type some stuff, but let me just take some screenshots. I don't think this helps me at all. Because they're holding all of them in sort of an upright position. Yeah, okay, that was the weird circle thing that I saw, the riding crop or whatever. That kind of looks like a feather duster of all things. That's a backhoe. And that is a scepter and a shield. Let me just close a couple of PNGs that I've got open in Paint, apart from the 2 that I'm working on. Why does it ask me to save that one? I can get rid of that. I'll just save these 2 before I lose them again. Sorry. I know you heard that as well as I did. Let me just quickly reset the Elgato, everything can go black for a sec. Just want to make sure nothing goes wrong here. One sec. Undo. Just going to open these screenshots that I took. Or 7 of them. Oh man, my computer is struggling. So this is basically what I've got to work with. Those there. So I don't think we're going to get anything out of this because we could push them up or down. I don't believe we have an answer to the up or down question yet. They're all sort of holding them in raised positions, so I don't think this is going to lead anywhere. Yeah, they're not moving it between its hands, it's just going up or down. Like, what can I get out of that? Unless there's more I can interact with here. Okay, I've got to be honest, I don't see it. I thought that was something, and it is definitely something that we see them in the church. But I don't know what just yet. This is something I think that I have to come back to. If there is a solution here, I don't know what it is. Just going to put them all down. Wait. Had a thought. I've had a thought. You're carrying the hoe. I'm not even sure what that is, but I'll go looking for it. It's not that. It's not that. There's another one somewhere on this side. It is most likely that. Broom, riding crop. Scepter, yep, okay. 1 moment. Yep, that's a scepter. It's got to be that one there. Pitchfork. Wasn't the broom. Broom. Scepter. Riding crop. I'm a genius. Or I can, you know, understand Roman numerals. Where are we going? I knew those damn Roman numerals served a purpose. Game's not telling me where I am. I've got no idea if that's going to remain a permanent unlock or not. I'm just going to quickly write that down. So... Tomb puzzle. It was, I don't remember the first couple. But that one's scepter. 6 was the riding crop. 5 was the broom. 4 was the feather duster. 2 was the pan or something. I think 3 was the pitchfork. Oi. What's the first one? Can't spell. First one was the hoe. Pretty sure that was it. Yep, so pan. Riding crop. Yeah, okay. I just want that down in case I need to do it again. When faced with an arrow which says go this way, I won't go that way. Grim Reaper? Oh, fuck me. I'm not ready for this. Whoa. Okay. I could have come down from the number 2, where it says BA up on the top right. But who the hell knows? The reservoir, we've seen that. But I absolutely do not have the capacity to pump that dry. We're in the abandoned mine. Not right now. I have no map. I feel very, very naked right now. What the actual shitting fuck is this? This looks way too modern to be 1913 or 1915 standards or whatever year they were working on this. All I want right now is a permanent unlock, pretty please. Another piece of the map. Upgrade disc. Problem is I can't do anything with that. The only thing I could do is maybe go back to the code check. Shit. Let's take that screenshot as well. Basement. Foundation, elevator, concealed entrance, cliffside exit, minecart, fountain entrance, 2 entrance, torch chamber, rotating gear, 2 north tower. Give me the magnifying glass, please. I don't have the magnifying glass. Motherfucker. I think I can read it though. It says 10 buried floor plans. I can definitely put that together, but I think it says buried floor plans under 9 to north lever. Again, candles. The reservoir, which we can drain. I see a door over there. Maybe I just need to drain it a little bit so that I can use the boat to get over there. Excuse me, burping. That's unfortunate. I think I know exactly what's on the other side of that door. So let me take a moment. I'm just going to take a deep breath and open up these screenshots and see if there's anything I can do here. Bear with me. This is all very fascinating. Right, that'll do for now. Wait, what am I doing? Not that. We'll clean that up later if I get time. This one mercifully looks a lot easier. I really want to keep that top part there because I see text and that deeply concerns me. I think I need to worry about cutting off the edges of the map, but it's fine. Let's just get rid of that. Alright, how well does this fit? Please don't take the sentence out of context. So let me just do that. Pretty damn well. Definitely cut off some parts, which, you know, is what it is, but it's fine. It goes around there. Almost a perfect fit. So we've come down from this side here. What was 7? 7 was a torch chamber. I don't know if that's the room that we saw the massive gear going down. I don't think it was. I think that was something else. 5, we just tried to go up 5. That is a fountain entrance. That's exactly what I thought. So it's likely if I go back up this way and move the minecarts, we may find ourselves in the basements. I would love to find another map piece. This area, this here, I'm thinking what I should maybe do next is try draining the reservoir. I don't know. So I've got a feeling that that door, the fountain door, can be opened from this side. So this here is the torch chamber. And now I'm walking off the map. That leads back into the catacombs. I'm inclined to think that that is, well, it can't be the basement. The basement is to the northeast of the reservoir in general. Yeah, this here, which was the cog room, correct? Or, yeah. What the fuck were they doing here? Alright, doing it. I'm holding X. I see, I can't move him forward, I can only move him backwards. So, what? Can I get in front of it now? I'm assuming that maybe what I have to do is pull it forward and then do a loop, and then I can come through there and then go in front of it. Right now I don't see a way to get in front of this thing. I can't move him forward. I can move him backwards. But that does not assist me with getting in front of it. Left side exit though, that makes me think of the precipice that we saw earlier. Okay, well, we didn't get very far in the house, but I've taken my first steps into the underground. Both before I went into the house at the precipice and just now. Right now I don't see anything to do down there, except perhaps if I can lower the water level, we can potentially do something at the reservoir, maybe sailing the boat across. That's about all I can think of right now. As for the fountain, I'm thinking let's fill that up again because it's going to be years since I see that key. Let's go ahead and swap the sledge or the magnifying glass with the upgrade disc. I'm not really happy about that, but I'll do it. Do I have enough time to get down there? I do. I've got 17 steps, that's plenty. I do question if that will stay open. If it doesn't, I have a way of opening it, but it would be annoying if it's had to be opened every single time. I'm looking for a number 10. 10, buried floor plan. I can't even see it there. That will be because I'm looking in the wrong spot. Nah, it's not visible there. It is 6,000,000% not visible unless you're magnifying it. So we have buried floor plans here. Problem is I've got no idea how to access this place. No, that's the opposite of what I want. Firstly, I want red. And secondly, I would like a circle, please. It's closer to that point there. So if I can get a shovel there, then that will be lovely. But the problem is I've got no idea how to access this area. Cliffside exit. Concealed entrance, cliffside exit. I feel like we've been there, but the door is closed. I cannot go this way, unfortunately. And just thinking, if the fountain was not drained, what would we see over there? Would that door be being held back by pressure? Would it be flooded? Would this area be flooded? I can't imagine so. Did me moving that cart do anything? I can't imagine it did. It's going to be too far away, but I might have enough steps to check it out. I think it's all one area, so that'll bring me down to 5. Excuse me. Can I not break that with the sledgehammer? So I've not forgotten about that oak. I don't see it here. Maybe it's over there. Maybe it's in the... Fuck. Okay, I've got another objective. I've got another objective, damn it. I don't think I can do it on this run, though. Was one of these paths blocked by... Hello? Was one of these paths blocked by a minecart? There was a door here, leading to a chessboard. With water, I don't recall this being a place that I could drain. That crack in the wall, though. That looks ominous. There's a door here. Yeah, for whatever reason, I thought there might have been a minecart there. Cliffside entry, perhaps? Do I have enough time to get to the campsite? We've got the private drive and then the campgrounds. Also this way, I'll just take a brief look this way, but I don't think there's anything of any interest. White trees. That's still darkened, I can't go that way. The burning glass, I think, is what will get me through that area. So I'm a long way off accomplishing any of my tasks, I think. Private drive. The campsite. There's no reason not to do this. The conservatory, a green room, adjust the rarity of the floor plans in your house. That was this thing here, the music sheets. First words on the sheets are true message. Find among the white trees under 2 stones. How much more stuff has been here hiding in plain sight? I don't know, but what I do know is that this was a very short run, and then I got pulled into a rabbit hole because I crafted the tomb. Cozy cottage? No, there's nothing cozy about whatever is under this place. Holy Christ. Alright, so I've accomplished none of my goals so far, and we're an hour and a half into the stream. Oh boy. Actually, that's not true. I've managed to identify a couple of letters. Alright, what's next? Just looking at my notes to see which ones I've not identified. I would love to go to here first, if I can, because that is the spare room, the one that I couldn't do on the previous run. Let's go this way. Let's craft the nook. So is a key. John Hunter _07. How are you doing, dude? Thank you for lurking. Thank you for dropping in. Gather a new floor plan. You would count that as progress. Absolutely. Right now, I'm just... my poor mind is blown. I mean, I knew this was a large game, but I wasn't expecting it to be this large. Okay, there is a rook in the nook. I don't think the locations have anything to do with it, but I'll make notes anyway. It's not lost on me that that rhymes. Fuck. Bedroom. Bath, bat, easy. So again, bedroom, we see a pawn in the cabinet. Not seeing anything else in here. Okay. Don't do this to me. This is why I hate paint.net. Or maybe I just hate myself because I don't know how to draw them properly. Really? Fine. Yeah, as I suspected, that was going to be a H, so it's pretty clearly reading left to right. Rank 2 says 8, rank 1 says safes. Maybe it's going to be a combination, or maybe it's just going to tell me there's 8 safes. I do not know. But guess I'll find out. Almost a carbon copy of where we were last time. We've got that. I'll take that delicious orange. I know I should go for the observatory, but I know that's a better long-term play. That said, I could be dead in a moment, so why not? Once again, there is a knight in the observatory, so I really don't think... Nice. And that's going to be a diamond down there. I really do not think that the locations matter. I think it's more connected to the rooms. Which means I've got no idea how to solve this puzzle downstairs. Okay, dead end, but we've got a gem out for our troubles, and well, I got the gem back for crafting the room, that's good. And I've altered the floor plans such that we get rooms, or the floor plans rather, that we're going to get a bunch of rooms with crosses. Oh! Won't go in there just yet. What's behind those doors, I wonder? Drawing room. We lose a gem, but it's fine. So I don't see... There they are. I don't see any other drawings in here that we see in the other rooms. Drawing room's got a pawn, and I see that that overlaps with the parlor from the previous run, so I really don't think this is anything to worry about, but I'll write it down anyway. I'll just keep my notes up to date. I'll go for it, but I know that's a bad play. If I can get to the code check, that is an upgrade disc. But this is too interesting to ignore. I have no gems at the moment, but I live in hope. I can go to the shelter and craft something. Sorry, I can log into the shelter and... Hang on, what can I do in the shelter? I can't do anything. I can spread gold from the office. I can go to security and I can manipulate the doors. I'll hold off for now though. I don't know what I was thinking with the shelter, I'm losing my mind. Can I see the pictures in here? I just want to know. I know what they are if I just switch over to my other screen for a moment. Can I see the desert and the dessert? I don't think so. I don't see them in here. I mean, that's one, but I don't see the other. It's very hard to see. Although it's linked like that. Which makes me wonder if I need to look at these other links. I don't think that's a thing. I hope that's not a thing. If it is, I think I would go insane trying to figure it out. Right, what's in here? I'll do it. Rotunda! Wow. Okay, I wish I'd now taken the other experiments. It's fine. Rotunda is new. Stare and Star, we're seeing that, so this door's open now. Whoa. That just burned a step, didn't it? Fuck. Okay. I think I will, again, bad call, but I think I will do something here. I've got no gems, so let's just go with the second option and do it in B Legends. Den, nice. Beautiful. Also, I totally realised I did not read the Grace Hall. Grace Hall, a room of many doors and even more choices. The Grace Hall is unquestionably the largest hallway of the house, but it is also the least useful, for the doors lining its walls are always locked. Perhaps for a reason. If I could do the other order though. Foyer. Hallway doors are always unlocked. A foyer drafted before Grace Hall would mean that all of its many doors would be unlocked. That unfortunately was not an option. I saw a Rotunda as well, which I cannot do because I don't have that many gems. Right. Wow. Parlor, please. Gotta go back there and I've got to look at the plans or the pictures, see what I missed. Shiz. That was dumb. I can see them from here as well. No, they're clocks, never mind. So, this. I've got no idea what this is. I looked at it in my recording. I've got no idea. Necktie? Fuck's sake. Necktie and tie is literally all I've got for that right-hand image. That to me is a tie. Or a noose, take your pick. What the hell is that on the left? Like a tray? It kind of makes me think of something that you put like a cake on, like a layer cake. Maybe it's tier? I've got no confidence in that guess whatsoever though. I don't know. It's not time, it's not a sundial or anything like that, so I don't know what it is. I've got a feeling it might be tier though. And by that I mean that's literally all that I've got. Speaking of things that I don't have, I need some gems. Like now. The gems in a box with the statements? Fuck. The white box does not have a statement. Okay, that is true. That is unquestionably true. Everything that I've seen so far suggests that when we have a box without statements, the true and the false have to be here. The white box does not have statements. True. The gems are in a box with statements. True, then they're in one of these two. False, then they're not in a box with a statement, which means they're in here. And once again, I see a pawn in the parlor. Okay, I'm going to stop taking notes on that. I think we can establish at this point. Yeah, I'll go for the corridor. I don't like it, but I'll go for it. I think we can establish at this point that that is neither true or false, or there must be a true or false here. Mr. Carcass, hope you're doing well, dude. Puzzle God strikes again. We have boats. And a bird or a crow or something. No, row and crow. Got us. That one I'm confident on. Confident on. Use my verbs. Use my words. Use whatever. Use whatever I can, because otherwise it won't work. I'd rather use it before I lose it. Car and card. I still don't know how you get face out of that. That's incredibly obscure. C-R-A... D something something E-S. Don't know. I really want that magnifying glass. It's unfortunate that I can't get a set of gems, but it's fine. It's also unfortunate I can't get the shovel. If you've only just popped in swimming, I've seen some stuff today. There's something underneath this house and I don't like it. Right, so what have we here? A coat, a jacket, clothes. What is that? I want to say like a cot or a crib or a bed or something? Coat. I think that's the answer. Could be Dares. Don't know. I'm definitely in the right location, aren't I? Yeah. Locked door? No locked doors yet. I know that's a good play, but that's going to keep the run going. What's the experiment? We get 2 dice when we draft the room with 2 gems. I got 5 gems. Okay, trees, forest. Nani? What would you even describe that as? Previous medal was for her debut effort, The Red Prince. Her debut book, The Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the colour red. It has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed that book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. I've definitely got that in my recordings, so I may come back and look at that at a later date to see if I can figure something out. The archives is powered. I feel like I need to take notes on which rooms are powered as well. But once again, that's the least of my issues. What the hell is this? Forest, trees, plot? Which room are we in? That one. I assume this is the other image here. I mean, other than person or man or explorer or ninja or something, I don't even know what to describe that as. Trees, forest. Okay, this one I don't know. He's holding a cigarette. It's not clear to anyone watching. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add or remove a letter from one of these words here to get one of the other words. So for example, card and car, they're both very similar. I'm just adding a letter or removing a letter to get to one or the other. So on one side we've got these representing nature or something, and on the other side we have a man. So I'm not seeing what else we can do with either of these words, or any of these words rather, to try and convert them into one or the other. That one I don't know, I'll come back to that. Garage, please. Oh, where are they? Immediate thought is tube and tub. Thinking bath and blood, but no, that's... If we say that's a test tube, don't know if you'd cork test tubes with cork. Definitely not something that I did in chemistry. But if you say tub and tube, that works. So I'll put that in. No. E. I've got to check all that later. Don't know what that could be. I'm going for the passageway. We'll get 2 dice for that. Hang on, that sets my dice to do it, doesn't give me 2 dice. That's worth thinking about. Fuck. I'll go for that. John Hunter 07. Yes, something on one of the previous runs caught me out. I don't remember what it was. Storing porn. That has not changed. What have we got here? Cloud, rain. Crop, wheats. Raining grain. Come on. Rain and rain for sure. I'm tempted to go back to the lab and start fiddling with security. That said, we have not found the breaker box yet. If I can find the breaker, that necessitates me to go back and disable security. Alright, here we go. We've been talking about this for a while. So is this Oriana or whatever her name is? Or is it Renna? That's how you get in. That leads to the dig spots, which is fairly worthless to us because I don't have a shovel. Which is terribly unfortunate. The cloister, a covered walk and colonnade, what is that word? Surrounding an enclosed and seemingly inaccessible garden. A solitary angelic statue in the center of the grassy patch provides this secluded court a hallowed atmosphere. Skin, you think we could just climb over that, but no. Okay, so... never mind. Mr. Nogula. Don't know which one that is. If you're reading this, it seems the day has finally come, and the cloister is at long last getting some much overdue maintenance. I have left you a literal token of appreciation to serve as positive reinforcement, which should grant you a bit of extra spending money each day while working on the estate. We have learned from our dealings with your predecessor that it is much cheaper in the long run to be generous. Mrs. Babbage, she's learning. She's a complete prick, but she's learning. Was it worth 3 gems though? I don't think so. I'm going to assume that there were no pictures in that room, and there's certainly no pictures in the cloister either. I should probably note that. I was trying to note the other rooms which I could not access. The elevator is down, and this is one of the things that I wanted to do today, so that's one of my goals. One moment. What am I doing? So the cloister is no-go, and the passageway, I think it's called. Let me just check. Yep, the passageway, I'll call it 4-way or whatever. We cannot get pictures out of those rooms. Alright, so the observatory has served me well today, although... excuse me, I need to burp. I'm out of gems. And that is a no-go. Alright. On a previous run, I got to this room here. I flipped the lever. It brought the elevator down. What the hell does this do? We've got to be underground again. We are. Oh, god damn it. We're not getting through there. So, if we can potentially get these doors open and figure out how to go underground and whatnot, we could bypass a lot of the house. But then we're going to come up against some secure doors as we make our way towards rank 9. What have we here? Fuck, another one. Gotta go back for it in security. Don't have a choice. Once again, a deer, a stag, a moose. Stag and a stage. No question. Right. Let's get review. Hell. Bugger bum pop. This is what I don't like about paint.net. I frequently make many mistakes like this. I'm putting it on the wrong layers, but I can fix it later, I guess. Okay. That is an E. That will call the elevator if it's not already down. The elevator call button is locked by electronic keycard. That's a bit fast game. This door is well and truly locked and nothing that I've got fits. One moment. Foundation elevator, there we go. So the tomb is somewhere up here. The foundation elevator must be nearby and it must lead me into the basement, I guess. Concealed entrance. Foundation elevator leads to a concealed entrance. If that's behind me, then yeah, that's nothing, but don't know where to find a key for the basement. Just want to check this room very carefully to see that there's nothing else in here. Like another exit from this room. If it's here, I don't see it. So at this point, if I see the breaker box, I have to go for it. Does the office help at all? Don't know. Doesn't matter because I can't craft it. The bunker room. Pawns in the bunker room, pawns in the bedrooms. There are also pawns in the parlors, so it's not like purple room means pawns or something else. There's more to it than that. Check out the photos in just a sec. I still think there's something out here. I still think there's something outside. An airplane in the bushes. Alright, charts, graph. Charts, cart. I think we got cart somewhere else already. Yeah, car and cart. So we are directly below the foundation. We are here. Let me just check on my screen. Yep, good. So charts and cart. The missing letter is H. Can't spell. Now, what do? I really need to turn the power off so that I can get through these doors. I think I'll go for this first. Seen that twice now. I'm going to redraw it. I'll do it. Give me a breaker, please. Damn. Church. Chapel. Just as bad. I think what I'll do at this point is go back to the lab and maybe start building from the Great Hall. How many steps I've got? 46. I've got plenty. 45, 44. Well, I've got to go in there first to spread gold. Let me do that first. I can avoid the chapel. I can come back here and dig up some stuff, and I can dig stuff up in the foundation and a few other rooms as well. So, gotta go for that. That's probably a really bad call. It is. 4 dice. March of the Cows. I don't see coins here. I was thinking maybe the counts meant that there were 4 coins or 5 coins on the table. Maybe that was the count. Maybe it's the count of the total amount of coins that are spread all over the place. So once again, I did not have the safe combination. Right, what do we have here? Paints and pints. That one's obvious. Making progress. Let's do that. And I've realized now that I don't need to go back. I can do it from here. Parlor. Oh god. Holy fuck. How about no? Because normally we craft the parlor very early. 3 gems, 1 gem per run, or 2 guesses. I think we've established at this point that I'm a genius, so we'll go for that. That's a terrible choice and I know it. Checks, we place checks, not coins, checks. But we don't have a maid's chamber or a servant's quarter in this state. Let's do that. So if I go backwards, I can find some coins. March of the Cows. Can't see anything there that would be accounts. What about this? No. And these two involve the breaker room. Not seeing anything about a count there. March of the Cows. I need either a key card or I need a breaker room. I may come back to this in just a moment. I definitely want to do this regardless. That's huge. I can go north through the foundation, which is a security door. I can go north through the passageway. I can go here. That door's locked. I think even though I can proceed north here, what I want to do is go back to the Great Hall and fill in as many rooms there as I can, just to try and get some more supplies. I think that's a wise play. Going to be passing through the parlor. I can go back to the commissary and grab a shovel if I can find one coin on the way back. Which means I'll be able to dig these up and maybe grab a gem or a coin or two. We definitely do not have... I'll try it. Okay. Huge. God damn it. Alright, that's terrible. I've made a huge mistake. Looking for coins. I do not have a missile detector to help me. Don't want to go into the garage. Unless I see a coin from out here and I don't. I don't want to go into the church. That's a bad time all around. Next time, maybe. I think I do have enough to get a shovel. I sincerely hope I've got enough. If I don't, I'm going to be terribly upset. Boom. I realise now that I should have come back later, because if I find more coins, I can purchase some gems. Right, I need to go down to the drawing room. Burning a lot of steps here, but I think I'll be okay. Yeah, crafting the conference room next to the office is a great idea because I just don't see many coins around here. This requires a key. No pictures in here either. Wow. That's my last key. I've got to go for the dining room. Don't have a choice. Well, actually, I do. I can always re-roll. Did I get to the 8th rank? I did not. That's unfortunate. Pawn in there. The road and the rod. Maybe I can go right from the foundation. But I've been talking about it for a long time. I may as well go for it. Could be huge. May not be. Could be huge. I don't know. I don't believe there's any points in me solving this puzzle, but I think I will anyway, just because I can. Let's bring up my notes. All right. That one needs to be white. This one needs to be green. Yeah, I've already activated that. That does nothing. Alright, so I have no keys. But I've deactivated keycard system. I've also got no gems. And I'm rapidly running out of steps. I passed through the hallway, but I didn't take a good look around because I'm a dumbass. Do we have any coins in here or any gems? That's not changed. No coins, okay. Anything in here? Like, I don't know, a keycard perhaps? Battery pack. Don't know what we need that for. I've not really had the opportunity to build anything. I know I can, but I haven't had that opportunity yet. So I could potentially go to the garage and go out to the west path, but I don't see the point. Unless maybe I could trade one of my items, perhaps. Okay. I think I will go that way because a certain tree was mentioned. We have pictures in here. Yes, I got those already. Let's do that. West path, yeah, this should be the entirety of the path, so I can go over here. I realise now we can use that as a shortcut to get to the front of the house. Anything nice? I've never crafted that, so I'm going to go for that. Root Cellar, an underground store of jarred vegetables and fruits from Matt Holly's gardens. It's always amazing what great things come from a little digging around in the dirt. Gems and keys, please. A torn and discarded scrap of paper. Better write this down. Really? Compass and shovel? Okay. Is that a permanent? Also, it's really shoving it in my face. That's gonna be something huge. Can I eat any of these, please? I mean, it may not look terribly nutritious, but it will give me steps. What the? Oh, whoa. Okay, that's getting screenshotted immediately. Shit. Wow, okay. Simon P. Jones is this route down here. I love this music. So what? Mary Epson was our father? Oh my god. I just said that, chat. No one clip that, please. I'm tired. Mary Epson was our mother? I assume that's Mary Marigold, correct? It's gotta be. So Herbert S. Sinclair, that is our great uncle. Ah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. There was a Simon here, a Herbert there, so Herbert and Simon that we see in the bunk room with these two. That makes a lot of sense. Clara, we've seen her bedroom. Lionel, never heard of you. Lord William. the Lady Ashlyn, Baroness Irvi, I think I've seen that name somewhere before, and Baron Thomas Sinclair. We saw that down at the tomb a moment ago. Oh my god. Don't worry, I know where the penis goes, chat. I promise. I never studied human biology, but I promise I know how that works. I feel like I need to put that into my notes. I'll do that later. I've taken a screenshot of this. But down here... Oh. Simon P. Jones, the Besoiled Child. Sounds like someone didn't like us. I don't see anything else hiding here. So, two separate family trees brought together by Simon H. Sinclair and Clara Epson. Their daughter was Mary Epson, I assume Mary Marigold, the writer of Swinburne and the Red Prince. And she bore at least one son. Namely us. Anything nice here, please? Okay, that's useful, but it's not what it was. Keys and gems. That's actually very useful. Come on. Damn it. A key. Anything else in here? Yes. Search continues. Author and illustrator whose fanciful stories name Marion Marigold was last seen by a something Friday kissing into a carriage after a late. No sign has been found yet. Why is that underlined? What do we have here? X, Y, Z, A, B, C. That's got to mean something. I can read that without magnifying glass. Blue, X, Y, Z, A, B, C. That's got to be something. Let me screenshot that as well, and I'll write that down. Delete that bullshit there. Just gonna save that. I mean, we have a carriage at the garage. Only problem I've got is I've only got one gem. At this point I need to go back to the foundation perhaps and try and make some progress. That said, I can go to the office as well, but the foundation is 100% unlocked. Plus there is a dig point in there. Okay. That's such a troll though. You can craft the root cellar immediately, but you're not going to get anything out of there unless you've got a shovel. Is that the oak tree of which Herbert S. Sinclair spoke? There's two of them. He wants it to be buried here, perhaps. Alright, I've got a few more steps to work with now. Which means I absolutely should be able to get to the... I should be able to exhaust all my resources before I die. Yeah, it's quick to get back to the commissary this way, I think. I can get some gems. I would love to get to the cloister first, but I don't have the time. I can get 2 gems. I'll go for them. Look at all those steps just burn right there. Sort out of gems, okay. Score. Hopefully I'll get some more in just a moment. No dig points in here. Nothing here. No. Definitely found a treasure map in the library, which led me to this point. But I think that was for that run only. Golden Gas, how you doing, dude? Happy day's going well. But I've got to go in there. That unfortunately is too tempting to ignore. And that was not worth it unless I find something incredible. Yeah, we can power this room, but why? What is the purpose of powering this room, given that it's, you know, is basically a power room by definition? I do not know. Alright, so I'm going to run out of steps shortly, I think, unless I pick up some food in here. What have we got? Yeah, the reason for doing this is to get the allowance. But I don't know if we get that every time. I've got to go this way. Got to burn another step, unfortunately. Thank you. Let's log into security. We set that to high. Damn, dude. Where's the upgrade disc? No idea. Unless it's going to tell me here, I'm not going to go for it. Definitely not holding it. I want to go this way because I want to save the key. But this does burn a lot of my remaining steps, so it's going to be curtains very shortly, I think. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, I can't get back to the dining room, unfortunately. Wait. 11, 10. 987654321 outside 01 -2. Yeah, I'm not gonna get there in time. That sucks. Let's find a kitchen or something, which will be very useful. 3 gems, I don't have that. I've turned off the lights in the gym. I go to the right. There could be running shoes in there. A kitchen would be very nice right now. Why did I think I could go that way? I'm losing my mind. Right, a kitchen would not be useful right now because a kitchen would be a dead end. Courtyard. That may keep me alive, believe it or not. Pictures. I've not been paying attention to any pictures. Flan and fan. No question. Flan and fan. So, gym is on rank 7. 4th column. There! Fuck me. So bad at this. What was my font set to? That's good enough. I'll clean all this shit up later. So this here is flan and fan, which means we are missing an L. I've got to go into the courtyard, don't have a choice. Can I dig up any nutritious snacks? Hello? Do I burn a key on that? Honestly, I think I should. Pebbles are not worth anything. A nail is very useful to Agent 47, just saying. Coin? No, don't give me coins. Anything but coins. Motherfucker. Right, a kitchen will be helpful now. Oh. We can get that on any run, I think. That's fine. We'll go for the library. I'll hold on going in there for now. I'll use that. I'll go for the East Wing Hall. Grace Twilight, how you doing? Am I going to spend 1,000 hours in this game? I don't know how long this game is, so I'm not sure. This is probably a bad call, but I'll go for it. It's not. That is, if it turns up right now. What's the bet it doesn't? Locked? Oh. Don't have a compass. So I've got to check the previous room. Stop giving me coins! Anything but coins, please. Alright, 10. What was the 10 earlier that I'd coded? So which room am I in? Rank 5 outside. I'm here. Tag. So I said 10, tag, Crimson Desert, yeah. I can't bring myself to play that game. What would that be? Trees. Trees, forest. That one I can't see just yet, so I'll leave that be. We do have a broken lever in front of us, which I want to check out, and I just realised I've been showing the wrong scene. I apologise for that. It's the new Skyrim. That's kind of what I've heard. Or it's a janky version of Skyrim, maybe. That T makes me think of something. Problem is I'm going to run out of steps unless I find a kitchen, like right now. The true box does not always contain a prize. Yep, I know that. So I've heard something about a recipe here. Oh. Okay, that's way too interesting to ignore. What is that? I mean, I know it's a jackhammer, but what's its purpose? Assembled a makeshift jackhammer more effective than a shovel at excavation. Digs deeper and finds better items. Fuck. That means I can't do any of the points that I've already dug up. Lovely. Apart from this one. I'd like a refund, please. Oh, can I get back for that? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can go back for that. But I don't want to. I want to keep this run going. Pool is a great option. Dunes, desert, sand, and same thing? No, I've already done this room, never mind. Fuck, give me a kitchen, please. I'll go with that, that'll keep me alive for a bit. Alright, well that would have been convenience a long time ago, but it's okay. Have I done this place? Just look at my notes. Rank 4. Yep, fur fire. Can't get into the sensor there, and that's totally fine. Oh yeah. I've not done this room. That one's blank. I think I saw that as well in some of my footage. What is that? Sledgehammer! Once again, that would have been nice to have a long time ago. So, let me count. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I should have realized that I can get to the dining room. That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 4 is the west path, 3 is the grounds outside, 2 is the entrance hall, 1 is the great hall, and 0 is the dining room, which fucking sucks. Should have made that mistake. That's fine. What do we have though? Mountain? Mouse? Sky? He's in a pod maybe? So let's make it this one. That one I need to come back to, I think. That one I've got no idea. We can't dig shallow holes deeper? I don't think so. I just tried it, didn't let me. Let's go to the library and see if we can get any further, but I feel we are coming to an end at long last. Like, I've done 2 runs. The first one died very quickly, and it still took an hour and a half, and the second run has basically taken just as long. This has all been fueled by the observatory. One moment, so what do we have here? Huge, absolutely huge. What have we here? Coast and coats. That's what I get out of that. We're on rank 6, aren't we? Yep, good. Coast and coats. Yes. So what are we looking at here? I mean, we haven't got anything up here, but G something something ES, E something something H something, DA, I suspect that's dares, CRA, don't know what that one is, and then 8 safes. The letters, what do they mean? I don't know. Wish I had a sledgehammer for that. It's okay. Yeah, I can't get back for it. I'd love to, but I can't. Alright, what about this? What did I say there? Plants? Yeah, plane and plants. So, sorry, plane and plan. So if that's plan, that's a plant. At least that's what I get out of it. ALT. No, hang on, that's the wrong room. We're on that one. I suppose there'll be anything here. Treasure map. Where to? Bunk room? No, that's the foundation. I'll burn 3 steps to go back for that. But having not dug up any treasure maps yet, honestly, I kind of feel like I want to get back for those. So we've seen all of these now, I think, except for History of Orindia. So let's check that out. I'm going to be left with 2 steps by the time I get back into the library to try and continue the run. We have another stamp. Definitely got 2 more in the mail room, but, or 1 more in the mail room, I should say. I can make a jackhammer with that. Okay, nice. I think I will do 1 more run after this and then I'll go to bed. I'm up in 3 hours already though, which is kind of insane. That door's locked, isn't it? Alright, so unless we find something incredible in the foundation, this run is over. That doesn't sound like a jackhammer, just saying. Cool. I can't use it at all. Fucking game. Yeah, there's nothing I can do at this point. I did not pass through the chapel. I've got 43 gold. How the fuck did that happen? That happened. The only other thing I could have done, perhaps, is gone for the code check and then gone for the upgrade disc. Actually, I didn't realize we can go into that door. But it doesn't matter because I'm out of keys. Right, what the hell is this? Trees? Lots? Land? Land. The only thing that's maybe coming to mind is land and lad. That's interesting enough that I'll make a note on it and assume that's the answer, but I don't think that's correct. Where are you? This one. That's probably not on the correct layer. It's not because I hate myself and I don't know what I'm doing. Fuck's sake. I think that could be it. What word does that even make? E-N something H something. Maybe E goes there, maybe A goes there, but honestly I can't think of any English word that would make this work, and I do have something here, but I don't know what that is just yet. I need to give that some thought. Right. I gotta get out of this place if it's the last thing that I ever do. I need to practice my Wordle, indeed. Hey, Dog Shaky. I'll do one more run. But I'm deeply worried. 5 red rooms and 20 excavated dig spots. Wow. I'm deeply worried about this. The first run died extremely quickly and it still went for an hour and a half because I found the underground. The new rooms that we found were the root cellar, the cloister, and the what did I find? I'm not actually sure what the third room is. The Great Hall. Which is useless to me because I did not craft the foyer before it, meaning that all of the doors were locked and I didn't have the keys. Right, it's one more. One more and then I'm done. I'm dumb and I'm done. This allowance though, it's going places. Spare bedroom or spare room please. Let's get that out of the way nice and early. Another observatory. I don't think I'll get as lucky as last time unfortunately, but Man, hitting that cross really set that run going. Not gonna get this time though. Right, the gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B. Alright, so that could be true. The blue box is true. If that is true, then I've got no idea where the gems are, so I feel that's false. And if that's false, then that's false as well, which means this one must be true. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. Blue box is true. I mean, that contains a U, but I suspect the spirit is that they're in here. Let me just work this through. If they're in a box containing the letter B, then they could be in there. And they could be in there because it says box, box, box. So I feel that's false. If that's false, then that must be false as well. That must mean this is true. Therefore, I think it's in here. There are no U's in here, correct? Correct. There is only one U there. And the way it's quoted makes me think that it's in here. I've been trolled. That's happened eventually, I guess. Fuck. Alright. I'm a dumbass. Clip it and confirm it. I see now that I can connect to the office, so I can spread the gold. I don't know if it spreads it just throughout all the possible rooms or just the rooms that I've been in, but I feel this is a better choice. Even if the run dies quickly, then I can at least get something out of it. Though in this case, it's not great. That was us. How you doing? You don't think you've ever quite figured out how the statement containing the letter boxes are supposed to work? Do they always include themselves or not? Yeah, I don't know. To me, that could have been in the middle box or the right box. None of these are fantastic, unfortunately, but I might go with that. If I run into the archive, then I can get something at least. Let me just disable security right now. Every damn time. I don't know why I do that. Yeah, I'm going to actively look for the breaker box, so let me set that to high. Damn it. Chapel, please. No, I think I'll retreat. Yoink. No, I said yoink. Thank you. Don't want to lose the corridor just yet. Didn't want to lose that either, but okay. I'll go for the closets. I desperately need some items, that's useful. Lost a lot of steps, unfortunately, and I've really only got 3 directions I can go: from the chapel, from the from security, and from the chapel again. Yeah, I think this will be a very short run. Hello. I've only been in here once. I desperately want to get in here again. What the hell? Same day delivery. The package will be delivered here after you reach rank A's. No thank you. No contact delivery. The package will be dropped off on the entrance steps the day after drafting the room. That's useful. Rate shipping. A very large package will be delivered here 3 days after drafting this room. I think that's a better play, but I like the sound of this one. Because I've only seen it once in however many days, so I've only been able to do it once in however many days. Fuck's sake, game. I'll take a key. One moment, rank 3. Still don't know what's in this room. Find out later, perhaps. Maybe tonight. Ow. Hopefully I don't need to go back. To this point, this is my only way in and out of the previous sections of the house. Nice. Garage would be nice. Not gonna get it. Let me go with the pantry. I don't see an apple there, unfortunately. We'll unlock that. Let's go for the drawing room. That'll keep the run going a bit longer. Nuggy, how you doing, dude? Talked to the Bears Perth treasurer today, and he said they're in a legal dispute over copyright with the Perth Bears. Oh shit. My money's on the existing organisation, just saying. How you doing, dude? Thank you for dropping in. I'll be quitting shortly, so... Well, I'll be quitting after this run. I don't know how long this run will go for. Garage. I need that. I'm burning the last gem, but I need that. That will keep me alive for a bit longer, regardless of how bad the rooms are. Speaking of how bad the rooms are... Gonna be running to security doors shortly, I think. Anything nice in here? Alright, so what have we got? A passageway would be nice, but I have no gems to work with. Yeah, I'm thinking Lad Land for that. Gotta go for it. Do I have this one? Rank 6? Okay, I've made a mistake. No, hang on, I'm there. Okay. What do we have here? 10 tag. I wrote that down a couple of times. And then on the left we have... My immediate thought was coast. Cliff. Nature. Ocean. I mean, I got coast coat elsewhere. Maybe cost? Like maybe that's the cost of an item on the right there. Cost and coast. It's possible, but I don't like it. If it's that, then that'll be an A, and there's potentially some words there. Games, gapes. I shouldn't have said gapes. There's potentially a word there. I don't know. That's all that's coming to mind at the moment, though. Coast and cost. I need to revisit some of these when I've got some spare time. It's not right now. Dining room, yes please. That'll keep me going. How many security doors do we have? 0. Good. Gabe's. HL3 confirmed. Oh wow, Shaki. You're a genius. What do we have here? Once again, we have a time and tie. I don't even need a second glance at that. That one is very obvious. Alright, can I go left here, please? I can, and I'll take it. There is a book in there that I have not read. The History of Ordina. I think that's how it's pronounced. Second edition. This book was reviewed and cleared for publication, blah, blah, blah. It has been edited to conform to our department standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. They're actually censoring us. Holy shit. Let me just get rid of that. Yeah, Nuggy, thank you for dropping in, dude, and have a safe trip back home. And take it easy tonight, if you can. Work on Saturday should be illegal. Especially on Easter Saturday. I wish I had a magnifying glass. I can barely read this. The name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters, no longer known to the average citizen of the older generation. We must permit our leaders to join us to abandon our past. Agera. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Agera, by the ascension of the first king, someone whose name, Horus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Horus was known, before his coronation, as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regressively, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Horus had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Horus, and by the end of the 1st century, the redacted, I think I can actually read something there, but I need the magnifying for us. A new kingdom was born, an unnamed kingdom. The 2nd Era. It was the 4th king, someone who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heart spring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift, something. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse excuse me, which at the time was not as developed but a good deal more vast than the elder brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Uraja, something something, a land steeped in tradition, something something Epstein. Third era. As the second era drew to a close, the three sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite these differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by Epstein commerce between the three realms, further strengthening their bonds and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future, destroyed immense capitalism. Fourth era. As the kingdom entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desilits, how do you pronounce that? Desilits? Desilits III was a piece of shit king who was often seen drinking, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well. What have we here? Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our departments and this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning, with this letter, the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition, and uncensored, copy of the history of Orindia could be found, it would be... needs a burp. It would likely be found within the Baron's own collection. But, perhaps, I was misinformed. Still, possibly thinks that you may have given me the censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrats of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say, well done, fair play. And perhaps, on my next visit, we'll have a laugh about this after you have given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bon Margul, Redguard. So the people in charge of this place, the Reds, we'll call them, they wanted history, they wanted knowledge, but they're not getting it from here. Desilets was renowned as a king of something, no one when he made decisions to move, something castle and court behind. The people are overjoyed by this choice, so he doesn't sound like a good person. Something were those that view the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his something common folk. Yeah, having sex with kids will do that. The something voices planted the seeds which took root in something grand city of Fen. The era of ruin. After the passing of King Desilets III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died by jumping off a cliff. On the very next day, the 6th of October, so he died on the 5th. I'm going to take a screenshot of that, even though I will need to go through my footage afterwards. Prince Leosin of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a number of supporters due to the fact that Desilets IV shared little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. Yes. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The Gardens of Fen, once a centre of splendour, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets stained in red. My god, how many more pages we got here? The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbours. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the northern regiment who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Leosin to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favours to persuade the nearby realms of Archares and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favour, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 years, Jesus, and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Holy shit. That's not a small number. Prince Leosin himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it, the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honour of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. They'll be coming back. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the three, Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Araja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. Whatever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. Something. But this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. There is a real manuscript somewhere here. I'm certain I can't find it just by looking. If I get a magnifying glass though, I need to come back here. I need a magnifying glass, damn it. I need a magnifying glass. Plus I need a breaker. Plus I need to keep this run going somehow. The Chamber of Mirrors. I mean, that to me is a dead end unless I miss something. We're done. I know there's a lot we can do in this house, but like me thinking of the fountain, wanting to fill that up again. Why does that say A now? Oh, is that the lesser for this room perhaps, given that we have no paintings? Maybe. Also, I've got to go back to the library and figure that one out. Yeah, okay. We're in this room here, on the 7th rank, 2 below the antechamber. Right there. And that says A. Okay. I'll need to go back and watch my footage and see where we found a T on the right-hand side. It was somewhere along here. I'm pretty sure it was along here. 10 tag trees forest. Really? I'm trying to think where you can put a T or remove a T from any of these to get something else. That's got to be something though, surely. That's a sledgehammer, but unless I've passed a something that I can break, I don't think it will help me terribly much. I've got nothing that I can combine here apart from the running shoes and the sledgehammer, which would raise a lot of interesting questions about my mental state if I was doing that, but what can you do? Let's go to the mail room. There might be something in there. Like a key card perhaps. What have we here? Spine. Fine. Done. Easy. Something, Jamie. I mean, something small. Small games, something dares, something 8 safes. Reading that vertical is not doing anything. SGEDCES. Reading left to right seems to be something. What was below it actually? Below us was grain and rain, so I'll go into the mail room, but I don't think we'll get anything in there. Rain and rain. Do we have a magnifying glass in here? It's upsetting because I know I passed the commissary earlier. That's still here. I wish I could read that. Right, well, the order has been placed. It will turn up on the doorstep tomorrow. So I won't check that out tonight. Or I will check it out, but I'll immediately all set for it. Let me go to the answer room. Maybe I'll get a trading post and I'll get lucky. I'm definitely looking for a key card. Not sold on this coast. Cost, maybe. Cliff. Land. Already done land and lad, and I felt that was a leap. I like coast and cost. Speaking of which, no point going to the garage. There's nothing around the place. That's basically what I was expecting though. There's nothing in the code check. I could put the hammer or the running shoes in there. The running shoes would be nice, I guess. And haven't found the archives, so unfortunately I did not get anything out of the experiments. So unlike the first two runs, this one will actually be short unless I find something incredible in here. I don't think I will though, because I think at this point I've got all the answer rooms correct. Found floor plans. Huge. Yeah, I've got everything there. I can't take my money with me, so why not give it to your local religious organization? Blessing of the Monk. If you call it a day in the room in your house, you will have the opportunity to draft that room from the grounds the following day. What? If you call it a day in a room in your house, you will have the opportunity to draft that room from the grounds the following day. The grounds? You mean from the entrance hall to start? I'm very confused by that. I'll also for the next run, but I want to test that because I don't understand what that's saying. Drafting it from the grounds makes me think it's replacing the entrance hall, but it can't because the entrance hall is permanent. there anything else I want to do here? Yes, I want to store something here. I'll put those in there. I did store those in there, didn't I? Yes, good. I mean, my immediate thought is I want security. I'm very confused by what's being said here. Let's call it here, and I will call the stream here. I didn't want to go too late tonight. But let's call it here. West Wing favored, you don't say. No new rooms, I think. Yep, nice good run. Okay, save and continue, and then I'll set for this in just a moment. My alert didn't go off. Why did my alert go off? Thank you for following, dude. About 40 minutes ago. Appreciate it. Getting that, I just was not listening. So I'm confused. I'm not going to pick up that parcel. I'll leave that till tomorrow, but I just want to see how this works. I can craft it from the grounds. I'm going to also for this run. Is that telling me I can put it in the outer room? Never made one of those before. I'll come back for that. I'm very lost by this blessing. I will have the opportunity to draft that room from the grounds the following day. Are you telling me I can put it in here? Because if so, that's significantly less useful than I thought it would be. Yeah, okay. Get some unique doors there. I think I will do that. It's going to cost me 6 steps to do that and 1 gem, but we do have a package. I can definitely craft or go into the lab from here and set up an experiment. And we can go from there. For now though, I think that will do it for today. We had 2 really good runs at the start. And by that, the first run died almost immediately, but then I went in there, found a tomb, solved a puzzle, and I've been left with a lot to think about. And the second run, well, just went for a very long time. We found the cloister. We found a couple of other rooms which I couldn't access, such as the Rotunda and the Chamber of Mirrors. And yeah, I feel like I'm making progress, but I feel like I'm making progress in inches, honestly. Like, where's my notes? This is what I wanted to try and do today, so we definitely went into the foundation elevator. That has led us to a dead end. It's led us to a basement door. And looking at this map here, foundation elevator, I assume it's going to lead into the basement. There is a hidden buried floor plan here, which I can potentially dig up. 3 leads us to the cliffside exit, so maybe I can unlock that permanently and then go this way to get to the foundation very quickly. I don't know. We have an area up here which we're missing. I haven't found that piece of the map. That's where we came in. We could potentially drain the reservoir to go across there. There's a lot that I can do. So I've done that. We went into the precipice, and that has led us very quickly to a dead end, but again, it's sort of leading me to a similar area. I got into the mail room, but I did not have the magnifying glass, so I couldn't get either of those. All rooms paintings. Yeah, working on that. Making some good progress here. And we've also got a chessboard that we saw in the precipice, which I tried to make some notes on that, but that is really not telling me all that much. Don't know what to make of that just yet. Alright, well, I need to leave it there. I need to give this some thought because my head is hurting. Purples aren't. Extending your radius by inches can increase your area by square feet. I work in metric, just so you know. Talk to me about centimeters, meters, and millimeters, unless you're talking about my penis, in which case talk about kilometers. Yeah. I'm enjoying this, but it's hurting my head, and I really don't like the fact that so much progression is RNG based. Like, I'd love to find the pump room and fill this back up and start draining the other areas, but I just didn't see it at all today. Mind you, I only made 2 runs through the house, and I have been taking my time making notes and whatever else. But honestly, I feel like things could be moving a bit faster. But that's just me. Shaky, RNG is a skill issue. I couldn't ban you from Gen P's channel, but I can probably ban you from here, just so you know. We also got us an increase in our allowance, which I really do like. We're up to 11 now. And I also found a found floor plan hiding in the white trees over there. I definitely read that note on the previous stream, or found the message in the music sheets about the white trees. I had no idea where they were until I just randomly looked from over there at our campsite, saw the white trees and went, oh shit. So tacky. Have I read this? Yes, I remember the last part. We've seen that cart now. Third paragraph, or the second paragraphs. Second and third. We've managed to remove all but 1 minecart from the old tunnels, 2 of which were too rusted and worn down to be of any use. So Dave went ahead and made the call to scrap them. Not sure the foreman, whatever. Now there is still 1 more cart down there, but it's locked on a short track. We saw that. And it's way too difficult to move from the reservoir side. It's a little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so I suggest someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. Yeah, I don't know what he's referring to there, or what they're referring to, whether it's... I mean, the minecart's basically where my cursor is. It is here. And it's on a very short track. We can move it left or right, but we can't get it. Well, we can't get in front of it or behind it. I'm guessing what I need to do next is somehow get the basement key, go down the foundation elevator, come down here. Come on. Find it eventually. Come down there, get into the basements, get the buried floor plans, whatever the hell that is. Maybe unlock that, and then maybe this serves as a backwards path. Or maybe what I do is I find the pump room, lower the reservoir just a fraction, and then take the boat over here to the other landing, and then I can move it. That actually seems like a more feasible option right now. But I mean, I haven't seen the pump room all day today. That's just the short and curly of it. And before I go, am I missing anything in here? I don't think I am, but let me just check. I've not found 2 more microchips. That has not changed. I don't know what that could represent. I thought that might have been the VAC lights, but it's not. We definitely don't have an admin password to get me in. So I'm just looking at these patterns of lights to see if maybe this pattern here matches up with anything. But if it does, I can't make progress today, so I won't. I'm just looking for that pattern amongst these lights and I don't see it. Alright, well at this point I think I'm going to bail on you, so I'll say farewell to YouTube for the YouTube recording and then I'll say farewell to Twitch. So YouTube, thank you for watching. Anyone watching this in the archives, thank you for doing so. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm enjoying the hell out of this, but man, it is frustrating. But I'm having a good time, and I think that's what matters. So yeah, we will call it there for today. Thank you for watching, everyone. Look after yourselves. Back soon.